Today I want to talk about how to keep pushing forward when the odds are against you. Okay? And this is a this is a tough one. It's a tough one. This is something that each and every one of us is going to be in a different circumstance. Okay? For me, in this moment, um, like I said before in previous videos, I barely got released from incarceration, right? So I was in prison for a little while. Right? I did 4 years on a 5-year sentence. Okay? I got a lot of stipulations I got to go through. Parole, not just that, with society, with home, with my personal life, my kids. There's a lot of things that are stacked on me right now, a lot of pressure. But see, God's not gonna put you through anything you can't bear. It's gonna make you stronger, right? Like the saying says, what don't kill you make you stronger. Okay, but how do you keep pushing forward? Okay. Like me right now, I'm on lockdown. I can't go nowhere. I'm on an ankle monitor. See? But it doesn't mean that I can't continue my walk. All right. It doesn't mean that it's over. It's just a minor setback for a major comeback, right? I believe that's what they say. But first things first, man. You gotta have something to believe in. Okay? You gotta have something to believe in. You gotta have something to fight for. You gotta have something that you want. Most important, you gotta start figuring out what you're worth. You know, you're worth more than this. You're worth more than the bad choice you made. Okay, so how do you press forward? How do you keep pushing forward? Well, so how do you keep pushing forward, okay? Well, first you gotta get your heart right. Okay, you gotta get your heart right. You gotta know how to tap into that. Your mind's gonna, excuse my language, is gonna fuck with you. It's gonna tell you ain't worth it. It's gonna bring all these negative emotions, these negative vibes into your life, and you're gonna start seeing those things surface, and you start seeing them in your own physical reality, right? But the reason why that is because your inner world reflects the outer world. Okay, like I said before, as above, so below, as within, so without. Okay, so the universe is mental with you. It's gonna start talking to you. It's gonna start showing you things. Okay, and the mind's gonna try to dissect every single thing it sees. It's gonna try to make you believe a certain way. Doesn't necessarily mean that you can't work with the mind. I'm just saying that sometimes you get trapped in your own mind. That's what I'm getting at, and you got to get your heart right to get through that. Okay, you start overthinking things. You start seeing things for what they are. You start turning up because someone offended you, or there's certain situations going on, and you want to throw a temper tantrum, or you want the world to know how angry you are, or how you really feel, or whatnot, right? But your outer world has nothing to do with your inner world. And what I mean by that is that whatever goes on out there, you can't control. You can't control that outer world. All you can control is this now, this moment. And you got to get your heart right. You got to get your heart right. Today's one of them days where, like, when I got up this morning, right, I couldn't even, I was tired. I was just tired. I was tired, man. I couldn't get out of bed. I mean, I forced myself, right? The alarm clock went off at 4 in the morning, and I was like, man, I don't want to do this today. But, the energy that I was feeling was just, it's kind of draining. But then I started tapping into my heart energy, you know what I'm saying? What am I doing this all for? Right? What is it that I'm pushing so hard for? What is it that I'm focusing on? What is it that I'm wanting? Is it worth it? Yeah, it's worth it. Right? It's worth getting up every morning. It's worth fighting for. And the way you use the energy, man, you use that to motivate you, to create momentum, to create movement, right? And all it takes is just one step towards that direction. One step, that's it. Every morning, just one step towards that direction. Okay, if you don't know where to start, like I said before in other videos, say thank you. Just start saying thank you. That's it. Okay, so when your body and your mind are not into it, just find out heart space. Get your heart right first. Out the mouth flow the matters of the heart. Okay. So you have to believe in what you feel to be true. Something's guiding you. Something's pushing you. Something wants you to know that everything's gonna be okay. It's just, it might take a little work. It might take some sacrifice. It might take a lot of patience. And nobody likes to hear that word patience, but it's one of the strongest tools there is in this walk. To know your heart's in the right place, things will start to unfold naturally. Things will start to reveal themselves to you. Right? Your mind might tell you, man, look, man, like, don't talk to that person. They're trash. They're no good for you. But your heart's telling you, forgive them. Let them go. It doesn't necessarily mean that you got to call them up. Hey, look, man, this is that. And I forgive you even though you were wrong. No, it ain't about that. Right? It's about you dealing with yourself. You dealing with the inner reality of your cosmos. Constructing things the way they need to be constructed. Rebuilding. Okay, so when your heart's in the right place, it'll surface the things that need to be shown. When you find yourself watching the said commercial and you see a commercial, some little kids playing in a playground, and it makes you emotional, right? You have like this little where you can't barely catch your breath, and little tears of joys are surfacing up in the eyeball, right? So it's like, man, what is that? Well, that's your heart space. You see a homeless person walking the streets and they have a dog with them, and you feel bad for the dog, right? What is that? That's your heart space. But that situation is kind of a little tricky because it's showing you something. It's showing you why you feel vulnerable for the dog, sympathetic, and not for the homeless person, right? Well, that's two different scenarios, but one picture. Okay, so that's something you got to kind of look at in your own perspective and figure that out. The ultimate goal in reality for me, from my understanding, is for me to love each and every one of you unconditionally. So what does that take? How do I get my heart to stay in that position to show love when my belief systems told me a certain thing? Because races are different, families are different, religions are different, teachings are different, school, education, government, whatnot, you know what I'm saying? How do I know my way's right compared to the next person? Well, every truth is only a half truth. With that being said, what I mean by that is that until you could experience my reality to the fullest of my experience and my walk to the conclusion I come to, then my truth is only a half truth. Just as yours is to me. We'll all see God differently. We all have our own walks. We're all unique. I'm not trying to make anybody like me. I'm not trying to make you believe like me, none of that. I'm just here to set an example to show you that it's real. It's real, man. We're here to help each other. We're here to build each other up when times get hard, to motivate each other, to tell each other I love you when no one else has, to tell each other I'm proud of you when nobody else has told you they're proud of you, to tell you you can do it when no one else will. That's the brotherhood. That's the kingdom of God, if you want to say. You see, we each all have our own destiny. But to figure that destiny out, man, you got to seek first that kingdom, okay? And the reason why I use a lot of, I guess you want to say, Christianity terms, I really don't like using titles like that, but it's because of my programming, okay? I grew up, like I said, in a Roman Catholic Christian environment, right? And like I said before in the other video, man, I tampered with other things too, you know what I mean? On a, I guess you'll call it the left-hand path or dark side or whatever, whatnot. Do I regret any of that? No, I don't. I love it all, to be honest with you. But it doesn't mean that I'm a bad person or that I'm evil or any of that. Because if I was, I wouldn't be here telling you, man, that it's real. God is real. You could personalize it all you want. If that makes you a better person, and Christianity makes you a better person, then do that. If being a Muslim makes you a better person, then do that. If being pagan makes you a better person, then do that. I'm no one to judge you. By all means, I'm no one to judge you, man. So if you need someone to tell you, man, you're in the right place at the right time at the right moment, I'm telling you right now. The world could tell you different. But listen to me, man. You're right where you need to be. I was thinking about these videos and like all the editing and stuff like that. I'm not really informative with that type of stuff. I don't know how the terminology put this right now, but I'm gonna let these videos play the way they are. So if you hear noise in the background, if you hear whatnot, man, it's just meant to be the way it is. I want you to see my imperfections. I want you to see my struggle. I want you to see what it takes to continue the journey through the road of redemption. How to keep your heart in place, how to keep it moving, how to keep it pumping. Because it does that automatically. It has its own rhythm. And that rhythm flows through this whole universe. Me and you and everybody else in this universe has that same rhythm. You hear a lot of people talk about frequencies and this and that. Yeah, consciousness has its levels. But the rhythm of the heart flows on the same frequency, the same drum line. Okay? So we're all one with something. And that something is all one with us together. This is whatever that something is, you want to label it. That just depends on you. Don't give up the fight. Keep moving. All right? I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. Excuse me. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. Keep moving forward. Staying mindful in the present moment. I'll continue to put these videos up. I'll get better at the editing and all that stuff too. Don't worry about that. But within time takes its place naturally. So it's up to us to let it unfold naturally. Be patient. Don't try to force things. You want another manifestation? Well, I get that. We all do. But sometimes a part of the manifestation is to understand how to do it, how to take it from beginning to end. Okay? You can't jump the lessons. They'll go all the way from 1 to 9. And you'll understand what I mean by that later. Anyway, take care of yourself. God bless. Love and light.